Hey guys, this is Irie StarCraft, and I'm going to be casting another 2v2 match for you tonight, and this game is going to be on Monlyth Ridge, and I'm kicking myself right now because I actually got about 5 minutes into a cast of a game just a minute ago and realized that I had already done it, and I was totally on fire, so hopefully I didn't lose my mojo for this game. But look at SuperNinja and Azide are already sending out their scouts immediately. So they took a probe right off the line and they're sending out scouts. Are we going to see some proxy play from these two? Some major shenanigans possibly, or are they checking just to see if the Zerg player here is going for a early rush tactic or not? Interesting, because I don't think SuperNinja and Azide have done this before, where they instantly send out their scout. But oh, look at this closing time! I didn't even introduce the players. We have ClosingTime, the blue Protoss, and AvrilDouze, which is the red Zerg. This is currently the #1 overall 2v2 team in the world on the points totals. So they are definitely no slouches. I think AvrilDouze used to. There goes the proxy pylon, and there goes the forge. He has just walled in this drone, and now though the spawning pool is getting nearly complete though for Avril, so he is going to be in a decent position to deal with this. It's going to be interesting to see when he can get these Zerglings out, because he's got to be pumping Zerglings now. He needs them right now, but he can't pump any Zerglings. If I were him, man, he's just going to be waiting for this Overlord. He could try an extractor trick to try and get 2 quick Zerglings out, but now he's going to be pumping out his Zerglings, and he's going for a queen. So wow, interesting. Totally. Oh, and wow, we have a dual shenanigans here, because I was noticing it before, but I was trying to introduce ClosingTime. We have Azide and SuperNinja versus ClosingTime and AvrilDouze, formerly known as Juna, I believe. Don't quote me on that. And Azide now getting his probe chased by 4 probes from ClosingTime. And so he's got, oh, look at this. Both these, he's throwing down the cannon back here, but there's already a cannon from Azide down. We have shenanigans going on all over the map, and the Zerg player is now officially walled in. Because I'm telling you, he went for that queen instead of those Zerglings. If he had gone for those links, he might have had time, but now he is in huge trouble. SuperNinja throwing down a cannon in the back of his base, knowing that he is in trouble. But it looks like the probe that was up here for ClosingTime. I think ClosingTime is saying he's pissed. He's wondering how they knew about that, but really, it's not that hard to know about something like that when you go in to scout someone's base and there's nothing in it. When you have like 14 food and there's nothing in it, you know something's going on. And look at ClosingTime. He has all his probes down here. I'm wondering, he's decided to just immediately abandon it. He could have tried to mine here a little bit, but he tried to get that expansion down there. And though it got scouted, I don't know what really, there's nothing that could be done about it. He should have tried to just throw it down, because there's not even a single ground unit on the field right now. I want to just 2 roaches are now on the way, as AvrilDouze is going to be slowly trying to get some roaches out to break his contain there. And we'll see how this pans out, because yeah, all there is a bunch of probes and a couple of cannons. There's a gateway here from SuperNinja. Really, if he pumped out like a zealot or something. Well, see ClosingTime now, he's short some minerals. He needs like 50 minerals to rebuild down here. Now I think if he realized that, he could get his drones up here and turn in some of those minerals, but it's going to be too late now, as he's going to try and, I guess, assist instead of trying to rebuild, he is just going to try and assist the roaches when they make the press on these cannons, possibly surround the cannons as the roaches come in. Or no, he's just going to try and attack. He's going to try and I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine right now. This game is completely out of control. SuperNinja with this cannon here, able to shoot the cannon down there that did not have any sight of the high ground. And so now it looks like ClosingTime. I'm wondering, is he going to try and... He has enough minerals to make 3 cannons. So he could put a cannon here and then try and run a bunch of probes up here to get vision. I don't see really... And take out that cannon, not worth it. He's going to try and rebuild down in this sneaky location down here with his 1 forge to defend it. So not your prototypical game so far by any means. Just now Azide finishing his cybernetics core, getting 2 additional gateways, going to try, and now that he has successfully cannoned ClosingTime out of his base, He is going. Finally, the roaches have broken this, by the way, as I was blabbing on about other random stuff going on around the map. I'm going to be cleaning up some unpowered buildings, and this is something we have seen before. I have seen this tune before, where SuperNinja and Azide, they go for this proxy rush, and in the past, actually the last game that they did against Sorcery, they went for this sort of proxy rush play, except the cannons came from in over here, and Sorcery was tearing. Sorcery was able to fight it off, and still Azide and SuperNinja came back and won, even after all this stuff went down. So... But wisely, AvrilDouze not bothering with those unpowered buildings. Just going to try and press the issue right now, knowing that this is when he has the most significant advantage, because he has been going all in with these roaches. So he needs to make something happen here. The cannon just in the nick of time here from Azide. Roaches trying to focus this cannon down. There are two stalkers trying to get some free shots on this. But this is going to be very close here. These roaches perhaps should be trying to go after these stalkers a little bit more, as these stalkers, with only the range of a stalker is 6, the range of these roaches is 4. So if microed properly, can avoid taking a lot of damage, but that is very difficult to do because the range is so close in value there, as these roaches can just decide to creep up here, and they're taking out a lot of stalkers. But the problem is the reinforcements are just not here for AvrilDouze. Here they come, actually. He totally making me look silly, because AvrilDouze just brought in 5 more roaches. He's going to ward those back, trying to keep the pressure on here. This is actually pretty close right now, and closing time needs to be rebuilding. I'm not sure. I guess he had to cancel that. It looks like a zealot came down here, forced to cancel on that. Meanwhile, these roaches now trying to focus down this Twilight Council, which is trying to get his blink research down. The problem is that he's trying to focus that down, and all these stalkers are getting free shots, so he forced to pull off and try and force these stalkers back, trying to focus down the lowest hit point stalkers as best he can. But closing time leaves the game. AvrilDouze leaves the game. So another intense battle right there. What was all this in the middle? More roaches are coming over and just a bunch of overlords. But yeah, I mean, you see the cannon play. He walls in the Zerg player while the teammate cannons out the other player. And, you know, that is kind of a cheese play. It's a cheese move. But against a team like AvrilDouze and closing time, I mean... It maybe, hey, you know, you're able to do it for a reason. You need to scout your base. I mean, you got to find this stuff happening. If you scout your opponent and you see that he has no pylon and nothing in his base, the alarm bell should be going off, and the first thing you should be doing is checking your perimeter and send some probes out. Don't be afraid to pull 3 or 4 probes off and send them to start doing some damage on that, and meanwhile get something out as quick as you can, Chrono Boost the Zealots or whatnot. Anyway, that is it for me for this game. This is StarCraft. Thumbs up my vid if you like it, and sub to my channel, and thank you for watching. So peace out.